Oh my gosh, unethical salespeople are everywhere. Are you one of them? Okay, you guys, I've been in sales for 27 years. I have met and coached and trained and worked with tens of thousands of salespeople. And unfortunately, there is still a plethora of unethical salespeople in every single sales organization I have ever been a part of. Make it go away. And I think a lot of these unethical salespeople don't even realize how unethical they are. If you follow them and observe one of their sales presentations, you'll pick up real fast how uncomfortable it is when somebody is not shooting the customer straight. But I'm going to give you 5 keys that someone is an unethical salesperson, and I sure hope it's not you. First of all, a lot of unethical salespeople sell the one product that pays them the most commission. They're not being service-minded. They're not listening to the customer's needs and showing them what the customer needs or what they might value. They're just going in with that one big product that pays the most commission and shoving it down their throat. So ask yourself, when you sit down with a prospect, are you asking a ton of detailed questions, trying to diagnose their problems and then solve their problems and show them a product or service that can really overcome those problems? Or are you going in with just one key product and saying, you need to buy this? That's a big sign right there. The next big thing, and this is probably the most unethical thing a salesperson can do, is not be straightforward with the terms and billing that the customer is paying for. I have seen so many salespeople, they're not upfront whenever there's a recurring billing. They imply that it's a one-time payment, and they don't make it crystal clear to the customers that in 6 months or 12 months their credit card is going to be dinged with another payment. That is a big, big, big no-no. I had that happen to me recently. I bought some skincare from a very well-known skincare company. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but I paid like $380 up front, for the kit of skincare. And I think it was 6 months later, boom, my card got hit with another payment. And the salesperson never told me that they do auto billing. I mean, it is so wrong. So you guys, please be crystal clear with all of your customers about billing, terms, and conditions. Another big tactic that a lot of salespeople do is they promise the sun, moon, and the stars that their product can solve every problem under planet Earth when their product can only solve 2 or 3 problems. So do not ever oversell and underdeliver, or even tell a customer or imply that your product can do things that it actually cannot do. Another big sign of an unethical salesperson is that they are not service-minded. They never follow up with their customers. They don't return phone calls quickly. They don't solve problems. If people call with questions or complaints or cancellations, they just blow them off. Ethical salespeople always follow up with their customers on a regular basis. They tend to needs. They handle emergencies quickly. Unethical salespeople are just here for the money. They take their commission and run, and they could care less about the needs of the customer. And the 5th thing that unethical salespeople do is they avoid unhappy customers like the plague. They are too chicken to turn an unhappy customer to a happy customer, or be service-minded, or even take responsibility for the reason why their customer might be unhappy in the first place. So the 5 traits of ethical salespeople is that they're not just shoving the most profitable product down the customer's throat. They're actually listening to their needs and showing the products and services that will help fulfill those needs. Number 2, they are 1000% ethical and honest and transparent about billing and terms. Number 3, they never say that their product can do things that it actually can't do. And number 4 and 5, they're very service-minded. They handle phone calls quickly, they address problems quickly, and they turn unhappy customers to happy customers as soon as they can. I want to tell a story about back when I sold insurance. You learn a lot about a salesperson's character when you have to sell over them, meaning that salesperson was maybe in the field for 2, 3, or 5 years, and they moved on to a different territory, and now you have their territory. When you run into people who've done business with that salesperson, you learn a lot about the way they went about doing business. So when I sold insurance, I sold over a guy named Barry Bandera. Hey Barry, giving you a shout out. And the people that Barry ran into, they absolutely loved him. They were like, oh, you're with the same company Barry was with? How's he doing? He had twins. How are the twins doing? They remembered the car he drove. They remembered the way he made them feel. He was so service-minded. He tended to claims quickly. I mean, he left everybody with a smile. And even there were so many people I ran into who said, oh, we couldn't afford the insurance back in that day. Oh, but you're with that company? Okay. And they wanted to do business with me because Barry left them in such good spirits 5, 6, 7, 8 years prior to that. That is key, you guys. And then right next door to the territory where Barry sold was a guy named, I'm going to give him a fake name, so I'm going to kind of throw him under the bus. I'll call him John. So John was selling in this territory, and when I was selling over John, I ran into unhappy customer, unhappy, unhappy, unhappy. Why? Because he promised them things the insurance policy would do that it couldn't do. He never returned phone calls. He never followed up. He sold them the policy. They never saw the whites of his eyes after that. When people had claims and called him for help, he didn't return their phone calls. I mean, it was just as bad as it could get. And I even got my foot in the door with a huge school district there, and I was about to go give my presentation to a big school district, and a teacher who he had sold to stood up and said, do not do business with this company, and started, naming all the things that salesperson had, or how poorly he had treated her, and just killed the entire opportunity for me. So my question to you is, if someone were to come sell over your territory today, what would all the people you've run into say to the person that comes along behind you? Would they say, oh, she was awesome, he was awesome, nicest person ever, so genuine, so honest, left us with a smile on her face? Or would they say, oh gosh, that guy was a nightmare. He was so pushy and rude and unethical and never followed up. So really ask yourselves, what legacy are you leaving behind in your territory? Okay guys, if you like what you've heard, subscribe, share with your friends, comment below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.